Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Zooming in on a very sensitive and big decision, an important place in one's life or one's relationship, and that is whether to go no contact or low contact with a covert narcissist. What I find in my experience with this population and clients who have had a covert narcissist family member or spouse is that oftentimes this is a groove, a rut, a relationship that has been evolving over time. And the toxic impact, the negative impact, the hurt, the loss has occurred really over a significant amount of time, and so the wound can be really great. The pain can be so great in that they realize that this is the type of person who they are married, or this is the type of person who their parent is, and it's difficult to really sort of forgive or let go of the covert narcissist. So they really don't know how to manage the feelings of, or whether to stay with them, what to do to resolve it. They just don't really know what they're up against. So I would like to have a discussion with you on this very sensitive topic so it can help you kind of put things into place and sort things out. Number one is realizing that the covert narcissist has a couple key components. An inflated sense of self, which means, in essence, they're very selfish. They're self-important and, put essentially their needs above those of other people. So that's going to be a given with a covert narcissist. The other very important thing for you to understand is that this individual lacks empathy. So they truly have an empathy deficit, meaning they're not capable of understanding and connecting with the feelings, needs, wishes, desires, interests of another. And in essence, really truly understanding their viewpoint and where they're coming from, and really being able to appreciate this fully. So that is what is those two components in the very myriad ways that this manifests and develops in a relationship. That in essence is what is creating a divide or a lack of understanding, a feeling of dissatisfaction, a feeling of one's needs not being met because of this disparity, because of this void, because the covert narcissist feels above and entitled to holding their position and not changing. The covert narcissist also does not, because of this personality dynamic and because of this personality makeup, they do not feel or acknowledge that they have done anything wrong. So they're not capable of seeing their shortcomings. So it's really kind of locked in. They're not going to, come to terms with you and say, I'm sorry that I've been this way all these years. Please forgive me. If they say that and it's a genuine, authentic covert narcissist, these are words to keep you strung along. It's words to continue the manipulation and the tactics of keeping you there, because in essence, those issues are going to really be perpetuated, and really they tend to get worse with time. So that's why we hear of the relationships with a covert narcissist where they had apologized and said that they're going to change, but in essence they never do, and then they find out a couple years on down the road that the situation had gotten worse, and now this person is cheating, or now this person is committed other emotional affairs or done different things with the finances, which are not in your best interest as a spouse. So you end up having no leverage and really no representation in the relationship. So you have to be very, very careful and really understand and work to protect yourself. And it seems very strange, why should you have to protect yourself from this person who originally was such a teddy bear, was so vulnerable, so weak, so socially inept, so, was such my fixer-upper. How could this person betray me? It's because that's part of their personality dynamic. That's part of their personality makeup. So you have to really understand and embrace that that's who this person is, and that in essence, they're not really able to change. The person who can change is one who wants to change, who has a drive to change, where the pain, in essence, is great enough so that they say, you know what, this is no longer serving me. I want to change now. And then they take the steps to learn and then practice what they're doing. So, for example, the person who has an eating disorder, is disgusted by, all their bad eating habits. Then they begin to say, you know what, this makes me feel horrible. I feel terrible about myself. My health is suffering. I'm now going to take steps. I know I need to change, and I'm going to change. So I'm getting the tools. I'm cutting out carbs. I'm cutting out sugar. I'm now eating leaner proteins. So they're able to change. The covert narcissist, and generally, the cluster B personality disorders, they don't feel they need to change because really all they care about themselves. It's that self-importance that's coming out. And so they're really not able to meet, people in the middle, who they've hurt. They're not able to take responsibility or accountability for how they've hurt people. And in essence, so they're going to perpetuate it. And, whether they resolve this, as they get older and they realize the hurt that they've done, eventually at some point they're going to come to terms with it. But, generally it's not until they get much older and really, into their elder years of their life. So I hope this really helps resonate with you in terms of better understanding what you're dealing with, so you know that you're not fighting a losing battle and you're not throwing energy out into something that's just going to be an exercise of futility for you. Instead, focus on yourself, what makes you happy, and getting your needs met. It's time to turn the tables and give energy back to you and take care of you, and learning the tools to do that even if you're just a beginner. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share, please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.